Have you ever wondered what is creatine and should you take it and what does it do for you? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give you a little bit of information, and then after that, you can make up your own mind to determine whether or not creatine is right for you. Now, I found so many different studies to actually warrant the use of creatine, one in particular when it talks about the increase of testosterone levels. And for the mature male, you guys might want to tune in for this. One in particular, there was a study found in 2009 that there was 2 test groups. One test group was given creatine, just pure creatine, another test group was given creatine with a mixture of alanine. And the pure creatine group was actually found to have a 15% rise in testosterone after about 30 days. Now, these are some of the findings that really got my attention. All of these things really lean to the fact that short-term bursts of energy is where creatine really makes its biggest impact. So when it comes to bursts of energy, we're talking about your ATP stores and your energy pathways. We're talking ATP, adenosine triphosphate, and creatine was originally known as creatine phosphate. So it is an energy compound. It's actually an energy compound found in the skeletal muscles. So, and what creatine does is it actually fortifies your storing capacity for ATP. ATP is adenosine triphosphate. So it's a 3-tiered or 3-chain molecule that helps with energy. So when you're actually in the gym and you're doing those initial bursts of muscular contractions, or you're doing like blitz training or HIIT training and you're doing those wind sprints, or you're actually in the pool doing 50-meter sprints in the pool, it's that initial energy that's given to you by ATP. But the problem with ATP is that it quickly depletes after your first several rounds. Well, here's where creatine becomes a key player. Creatine actually increases the muscle storing capacity for ATP, thereby giving you the ability to do more contractions longer, to do more wind sprints, to be more engaging, to do harder contractions, and that's when creatine actually becomes very important. On the flip side of that same coin, creatine has actually shown a lot of promise with recovery. In 2004, a study was actually done with a group of athletes. A part of the group was given creatine, the other part of the group was given maltodextrin. And what they found was that this entire group was actually asked to run a race. After the race, both groups were studied, and the creatine group was found to have less reactive stress in the cells, less reaction oxygen species or free radicals in the body, and that's the stuff that does cellular damage, versus the non-creatine group. They had higher levels. Then in 2009, a study was conducted where they compared creatine and its effects on T levels. So what they did was, there was a 7-day loading phase followed by a 14-day maintenance phase. And what they found was that there was a 36% increase in DHT, dihydrotestosterone. See, that's the more bioactive version of testosterone. And even after the maintenance phase, the testosterone was still up 22%. But it doesn't stop there. See, there was another study conducted with vegetarians versus non-vegetarians. And it was surprising. What I found was that the vegetarians actually performed a bit better than the non-vegetarians, the meat eaters. I was actually surprised with that. So the vegetarians, their T levels were higher, their output was higher than the non-vegetarians. So that actually goes to show you the effectiveness of creatine. So that's 3 different studies that actually shows the effectiveness of creatine. Verdict: I would use creatine because creatine has so many effects. It helps to fortify the body with sustaining energy, recovery, T levels increase. There's so many positive effects for creatine. And not only that, if you happen to use a little bit more than you need, the body will just urinate it out. So there you have it. That's what I would recommend. I would say use creatine, be smart with it. Make sure that you're tracking all of your progress. You should see an increase in energy. You should see an increase in strength. You should actually see an increase in focus and recovery. There you have it. I'm Sean Taylor for the Fusion Fit Nation. I will see you guys at the gym.